Hey, good people, good citizens. How are you? How have you been? So we are right back here at the Citizens Mic podcast. This is the platform where we give each and every voice an opportunity to be heard, to be listened to. So like I usually say, if you have anything that you want people to know, this is the platform, the Citizens Mic podcast. With me, Tricia Wayua. And of course, today I am joined by none other than this one data and also political analyst is going to introduce himself. Then now we can continue with today's conversation. I was with him some few days back, but today now we have come back so that now we can look into the state of the nation like today, in terms of politics, in terms of predictions, because as we are seeing right now, a lot is happening in the political scene. So, karibu sana.
Thank you so much, Tricia.
Yes, how was your week?
I had a good weekend.
Yes.
I just want to apologize to our audience that probably my voice would be a little coarse because I have a flu, but then I hope we will come out clearly. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So for those of the viewers who have never seen you before, they've not listened to the previous edition that we did. Maybe you can introduce and say what you do actually.
Yes. I'm Okite Linus. I'm a data analyst. Actually, I'm a certified data scientist, but now data science is a very broad subject. So I am I'm specialized in matters of analytics and specifically predictive analysis.
Or predictive. And actually, basically, that is what we really want to look at today. Because, so many times we've had analysts coming to our studios and putting out maybe data which is not correct. Some of them give out data which is not correct. But today, I want to believe that we will be having reliable data here in terms of whatever we are looking at. And basically, first of all, before even we get to the predictions and also to the this is also politics anyway. Anything in Kenya today, even this phone, if you want it to turn to bring in a political conversation, actually it will. Yes. Yeah. So basically, kalonzomusyoka.
Yes.
I saw him being given
Azimio coalition
chair, a position that was held by the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Yes. So currently it is kalonzomusyoka Stephen who is seated on that seat. And as it is, Kenyans will always talk. Kenyans will always have something to say about anything that happens in the country.
Yes.
So I saw yesterday people really reacted. I even heard somebody asking, will he really fit in the shoes of Raila? And that is the question that I'm going to ask you today.
Let's admit that absolutely nobody in this country. Engineer Nicholas Gumbo, once when we were doing some campaigns, I think in 2017, was it in 2017 or 2022? But I think 2017. Once sat us down and asked us. At that time, he was very bitter because ODM had denied him the ticket.
Yes.
And he was a poll candidate to win. But Engineer Gumbo asked us one question. If you feel that Raila Odinga is not doing the right thing, give us a man who is a quarter of what Raila Odinga was. And he asked us, and I can tell you for a fact that we have not seen a man who is a quarter of what Raila Odinga was.
What are you saying?
Raila Odinga was behemoth. People don't understand the place, and we are about to understand the place of Raila Odinga. And I was saying the other day that people just got a hint of the absence of Raila Odinga in the previous by-elections. We have had by-elections in this country with Raila Odinga. Have we ever seen a situation where people are being given mattresses by GOK? We are seeing people giving rice, people being beaten.
Bread and loaves of bread and soda.
Aspirants being beaten in some hotel. Have you ever seen that? Because these are things that the government cannot do when Raila Odinga is present. Because Raila Odinga is the only man who can tell the government that I'm with you today, and it turns the whole country against you the next minute. So people just got a clue of the absence of Raila Odinga.
But let me ask you,
yes.
What made Raila be that? Isn't it not the people? Is it not the people?
Yes, it is the people.
So now,
but remember, let us understand the moments.
Okay.
there is something that Raila did to the people. Tricia, let me use this term. I don't know which word I can use in English for our audience to understand. But for the Luos in the house, there is something in Luo called Mbii. Mbii means, because this matter of Raila Odinga is something.
Please interpret for us. Some of us
if
are
Raila, let me interpret it like this.
Yes.
If Raila Odinga got into this compound, leave alone this house, okay, this studio,
yes,
in this compound where we are in,
yeah,
where we are seated here, we will feel it. We will feel that there's something wrong. There's something that has happened. I began experiencing the Mbii of Raila Odinga when I was in high school. In 2008, I used to see Raila Odinga back then at Paradise School almost every term. And when he came, the school came at a standstill. Whether you're doing exams, that exam is postponed. Okay? And then when he came in, and when Raila came in, the way he used to, the people walking around him, the way he speaks, the ability of Raila Odinga to understand the moment, that there's a moment of fun. These people want for me to sing for them a song. This is a moment to speak tough. This is a moment to do this. Raila Odinga understood that moment. But more critically, for those who are seeking to fill the shoes of Raila Odinga, there is something about Raila Odinga that people have not yet understood. Raila Odinga was a movement because then the people around him, he also promoted them very well. And he made them who they are. And none of them denies it. Right from Joho, we've seen Paranya, we've seen everybody.
Okay, Chisala.
Yes. Raila Odinga made them who they are. So they owed him loyalty because of the person he was to them, not of what he gave them or anything. So that's why when you see people running around, they cannot fill in the shoes of Raila Odinga, even if they want to call themselves king.
But I can see somebody who is closer to Raila, the current president.
William Ruto is a tokenist politician. So that the conversation between William Ruto and the people is as a consequence of what he is giving them, not of who he is to them. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Okay?
Sure.
If you and I are meeting because of
you can buy me,
because I can buy you a drink.
Yes.
In the absence of the drink.
Your loyalty
in the absence
is
of
dead.
the drink, the loyalty is dead, okay?
Yeah.
But Raila Odinga was somebody to people. A man who, there were moments that now we are looking for Raila Odinga. This is why we are told that in boardrooms, where things were difficult, even Kibaki himself, he was told the ministers would go make presentations. Then when they finish, they tell him, Mzee, here now, it requires a political solution. And Mzee would laugh, and what it simply meant is this one now requires Raila Odinga. Yes, those who have been around for long will tell you. So the man resonated with the people
So
very well.
basically, you are saying kalonzomusyoka is not even a quarter
Kalonzo
of
is not
Baba.
a quarter. Even Ruto is not a quarter of Raila Odinga. Yes. Even Uhuru Can is not a quarter of Raila Odinga. In terms of his meaning to the people. I mean, Uhuru can do whatever. He's wherever he is. Remember, Uhuru can keep quiet for a whole year and we won't care whether he's sleeping or not. But Raila Odinga, even when he was sick, remember the people demanded even for him to go and address people. And he had to address when he was sick at Ole Sereni. Yes. So that for me tells you, I mean, at Sarova, that tells you the personality of Raila Odinga. So Kalonzo, again, he's the right man for that job. But it's very difficult for him to meet the expectations of the people so far as what Raila would have done vis-a-vis what he would do is concerned. Yes.
So what does he need to do?
Kalonzo
Now that see, now that he has been given that position,
Correct.
and we know Baba is gone.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And these are the people that we have.
Yes.
Now they have Kalonzo on top of the table. Like, what does he need really to do to ensure that maybe he also gets that need from the people?
Kalonzo first and foremost needs to understand the moment. What is the moment as king? And then be the leader of that moment. There are young people in politics that are doing way better than Kalonzo in terms of understanding the moment. Yesterday we were with Honorable Ndidi Nyoro. And Ndidi Nyoro, when he was speaking, he understood the moment of his audience. And by the time he's done with the audience, the audience, he hasn't declared his stand, but he leaves the audience with an impression. We have Sifuna today. Again, he was speaking yesterday. As his communication is with the audience. So I encourage His Excellency kalonzomusyoka to immediately set up a team that makes him dependent. Let him avoid repeating the mistakes of 2013. In 2013, he was just seated there and waiting to be endorsed. You know, in politics, there's a 180-degree turn that people take very quickly. Right now, we can already see that Gachagua versus Uhuru, already there's a 180-degree turn. And of course, while it's argued that he's the one who brokered it, these are the same guys who can still make a 180-degree turn and say...
They go against him.
And go against him. And he will be left stranded. So politics works... politics favors those who are courageous. Those who are... who make moves, even if they don't make sense. People who we can say that so and so, who can bring conversations. Okay? There's a very serious conversation about CBC today.
Yes.
Kalonzo is quiet. When capitation was an issue in this country, Kalonzo was quiet.
But I saw him talk.
Where did he speak? Everything happened only after Ndidinyoro spoke. We have seen conversations about people being shot in church. Kalonzo is reading a press conference. What is wrong with Kalonzo? Over 40 years in politics and you can't do the basics. I really, he stands, don't get me wrong, Kalonzo stands a pole position to be president in 2027. And many people don't understand it. Those of us who are in the sector of survey and numbers, that's why he stands a pole position.
You know he stands a position.
Yes. But trust you me, he's not doing the right thing so far. Yes.
Did you say his problem is the people around him?
The people around you is a function of who you are. You know, you can only invite people around you. Yes. Bright people don't stay where people are dumb. So if you are a leader and you are a sheep, where will lions come and sit around you to do what? So Kalonzo himself must begin by being a lion. Rigiji, with all his flaws, Rigiji is a lion. He's doing what he can against all odds. He's so confident in his address, okay? Natembeya came to the national politics the other day.
Yes.
Okay? We are seeing Natembeya moving around. And today, even the polls are indicating that he's the one who is supposed to be giving the Western people direction. All right? Ruto in 2010 thereabout, just before 2010, when Ruto was leaving because of the maize scandal and the rest, people, the likes of Anyang' Nyong'o, actually chased him away and told him he's offering nothing. The Raila can deal with the people directly. At that moment, that particular move was seen as if it was a novice move. But he was courageous. He kept on moving. Okay? Every weekend he was somewhere doing what? A rally, talking to the people and
Doing
so on.
something, yes.
People got, and he got into national conversations. And Ruto, when he got the 2010 moment, Ruto did not oppose the constitution because he wanted to oppose it. Ruto opposed the constitution because he wanted to measure his weight in politics. But as early as 2010, Ruto understood that there is 2.7 million people in this country that listens to me. Number two, he understood that Rift Valley province listens to me. Because if you look at the referendum results in 2010, Rift Valley got a no at 58%.
Yes.
As opposed to all the other regions got no winning, but only in Rift Valley that there was a yes. I mean, yes winning, but only in Rift Valley, no won at 58%. So Ruto understood one thing, two things. One, Rift Valley is listening to me. Because constitution, constitution is constitution. It does not matter whether it is a Rift Valley man or a Kikuyu man or a Luo man. A constitution will affect you. So, but then because people vote tribally, they followed what Ruto said. So Ruto understood, number one, finally I have taken over Rift Valley successfully.
Yes.
Number two, Ruto measured his votes. And he realized that in the country at the time, he had 2.7 million votes in his hands like this. So when he was going to the negotiation table in 2013, he understood that there is a 2.7 million people who are looking for, who follow what I say. So when we go to the table, this is my numbers.
So you are in the data analytic field, right?
Yes.
So far,
yes.
what does Kalonzo has in terms of numbers?
Kalonzo has run for elections before in this country. And in those elections in 2007, Kalonzo got 800,000 votes. But then demographics have changed. So immediately it tells you, Kalonzo won in the then called Eastern Province. So then it tells you that the currently Eastern Province today consists primarily of Machakos, Makueni, and Kitui. So what you just need to do to ask yourself how many votes does Kalonzo have is to simply add those three areas. And that translates to about between 1.7 to 1.9 million votes in his hands like this. Now, if you combine other regions, like maybe Nairobi, there are some of his tribesmates who love him here in Mombasa and coastal regions. So we can say that Kalonzo is going into this election solidly with 2 million votes in his hands like this. As an individual.
Actually over 2 million as an individual.
As an individual.
Yes.
Yes. That's what is, when people are coming to the negotiation table, that's what Kalonzo is bringing to the table.
And it is a good number, right?
It's a good number. But is it enough? Probably. But it's a good number. It's
a good number, but not enough.
Yes.
So now, because I've seen people calling him out, saying that Kalonzo is he's just been moving around the gachaguas.
Yes.
Ambapo Gachagua is also moving around Mount Kenya only.
Yes.
Do you think like the votes that you're talking about, Ukambani, Nairobi, and then he has a bit from Mount Kenya. Or Mount Kenya. If Mount Kenya today decides to rally behind kalonzomusyoka,
yes,
that is a win, right?
No and yes, because I'll say this. In statistics, we say that the outcome of an election is a function of many factors. So remember in high school when you are doing A is equals to, yes, a linear graph.
The functions, yes. The linear functions.
Y is equals to mx plus c. But then now if you go ahead, we go to quadratic and then you go to now regression functions. Now we say that a presidential outcome of elections is a function of many factors. So tribal affiliation is one of the many factors. Resources is one of the many factors. Economic conditions is one of the many factors. Government of the day is one of the many factors. So
many factors.
Yes. So what Kalonzo needs to do today is to look for a proper data guy like myself. I'm a serious mathematician.
Are you sure you're not?
For me, I appreciate the place of experts, even if he gets somebody else. But I can literally see that.
He needs an expert in terms of data.
And develop for him what we call a correlation heat map. So when you do a correlation heat map, it then will provide you with an understanding of what particular factors will be influencing the outcome of this election the most and which one the least. Okay? In one of the surveys we've done, I can tell you that tribe is one of them. It's actually ranking at about 0.8 something. It means it's a very high one, okay? Then economic conditions, because now remember, there are people who are earning a certain amount of money, and today probably their pay slips have been cut and so on. What is the impact of that in the elections? What is the impact of age in the elections? Remember, we are having voter registration going on. And I can tell you we are going to have between 2 to 3 million people getting registered as voters.
Yes, especially the Gen Zs.
The young generation. Yes. Now we've seen presently in Luo Nyanza, the people who are queuing, a lot of them are actually not just the Gen Zs. We've even seen older people queuing. And this now, we're talking about now to the effect of marginalization. And we've seen that in terms of so age will also play a role. But even if the older people are still registering, they will not outnumber the Gen Zs. Okay, so we're expecting more than 1 million, say so, of Gen Zs to. So where will the Gen Zs vote? Urban versus village politics, party politics, etc. So once you do that correlation, then you are able to then ask yourself, now, because these things affect elections, what then favors who and what favors who? Okay? So, for example, if you talk about tribal numbers, for instance, if you look at all those things, in what we found, okay, now we found that of the many factors, the one particular factor that is failing Kalonzo is actually indecision, that is the quality of the leader. Remember also the quality of leader is one of the functions here.
Okay.
Yes. So the personality of Kalonzo, that's why you see Ruto keeps on saying, he is trying to attack his personality, which is a very key function of an outcome of election.
Yeah, it really
Okay,
affects there.
that is one of the things that are failing Kalonzo. The other thing that is failing Kalonzo is actually resources. The people simply fail. This is data that we've collected and we've analyzed and presented to the people who hired us to do. There are other things that we did in that, but one of the things that we're saying is that does Kalonzo have the resources to put up a presidential campaign? Is a question people are asking.
Okay.
So
It's a question.
To answer that, so if Kalonzo can correct his personality today, and that of course, and then also demonstrate that he has resources to go toe to toe with President William Ruto, then I think the election is a pretty close call because the other factors favor him. Tribal calculation favor him. Okay, the economy has been doing badly. It favors him. The Gen Zs favor him because the Gen Zs are saying we will vote for anyone but not Ruto. Ruto has killed us. We've seen it. So we will not vote for. We will vote for somebody who resonates with that. But also, if you've attended a number of functions with Kalonzo, you also find that around him, he has a lot of young people around him. Yeah. So I think the coming election is a pretty close call. Well, the only thing I'm saying here, authoritatively as a data expert, is that President William Ruto has not won the 2027 election. And
Yes, we speak.
The beauty of it is that President William Ruto understands it. The other day I posted on my Facebook is that the only thing that President William Ruto understands more than his ODM counterparts is that he understands that elections have not already been taken. He's working hard more than enough. In fact, I think people like Mbii are just wondering, why is this man working hard? People like Mbii, people who believe that there's something called system, people who believe that police can always give you power. They are clueless about winning an election, presidential election.
But the president understands that kuna
President
shida mahali.
understands. He has been around since 2002. When he was with Uhuru Kenyatta, when Uhuru Kenyatta was reading his concession speech, who was behind him on the right? President William Ruto. Okay? In 2007, he was inside the Pentagon. So again, he was there in KCC and he saw these things. Okay? In 2013, he made Uhuru president. Okay? We've seen that all this time. Again, he made himself president. By the time people were saying, we remember Kenya Junite saying they will arrest him. But this man understood one thing. Elections is won by numbers and not kelele. Yes, elections are won by numbers. I repeat that. Politics, in fact, political science now, Kitambo, people would hire political scientists. But today I encourage politicians because I interact with a lot of them, I consult for a number of them. I tell them that today politics is a function, political science at the time was serving a purpose that now has been morphed into two. So any politician who is serious about running, you must have two people in your team. One, a serious data analyst. Two, a serious communication expert.
That's true.
You must have those two. If you don't have those two in your corner, you're going to lose elections.
Okay. So is it the same thing that the ODM lacked during the 2022 elections?
Correct. I don't even know who the head of research in ODM is. I've never known. Do they have one? I don't know. But ODM lacked a serious person to do for them an analysis. And even right now...
because there's a time I had an analyst here.
Yes.
Actually, it is Davis.
Yes.
So Davis said
yes.
That... these guys started celebrating. They were overconfident.
Without looking at numbers.
Yeah, without looking at the numbers.
Today.
Yes.
The same thing they're saying, we are in government, because they have begun already saying that Ruto has won without looking at numbers. What are the numbers telling us? Okay? The numbers are telling us that Ruto today, the numbers from IEBC, we don't know. We will reanalyze this once the voter register has been done and cleaned and everything else. But the numbers are telling us that if you give Ruto the entire Rift Valley, okay, with an exception of the say Murima counties like Nakuru, Laikipia, Nyandarua, and yes, I think those three. But you give him the rest of the Rift Valley, except and Trans Nzoia because of the Natembea factor. If you give him the rest of the Rift Valley, you give him the Nyanza. Okay? You give him coast and you give him northeastern. Okay? Then we are saying you just take Ukambani and central and put on the other side. Then you leave western and Kisii.
To be fought by
Okay?
the two, yes.
What I'm telling you today, the answer to that election is that we can do the numbers. The answer to that election is that the United Opposition have more numbers than Ruto. That is a fact. Kiambu County alone has 1.2 million registered voters. Okay? That is ABC data. Okay?
Yes.
That is Kiambu.
Yeah.
Look at Muranga, 770. Meru, another 700,000. Okay? So I can go on and on.
Ukambani.
Ukambani have already given you that they are at 1.9.
Yes.
That is, if you combine
So
the 530 something
we are
of
heading to
Kitui.
5.
So I can tell you for a fact that if you add what Ruto has outrightly, assuming that Luos were to vote for him 100%, that is the Luo counties.
Yes.
Assuming that we were to do coast 100%. Assuming we were to do Northeastern also the same. And assuming that he was to bag his
Rift Valley. Yes.
He's still behind.
What?
Let me give you a simple formula.
What?
Let me give you a simple formula First and foremost, elections begin from registered voters.
True.
Okay? And then what you need to do is that the first thing you need to do is to look at what is called turnout. What has been the turnout of elections over time? So you then simulate that and say that then you are able to then do right from 1992, for instance, and look at the different factors and ask yourself, what is the likely turnout in the coming election? Okay? So what I can tell you, we've done that analysis, and the likely turnout, we are likely to see 17 million people vote. Okay? 17 to 18 million people. But let's assume it's at 17 million people, okay? It means that the person who is going to become the next president needs 8.5 million votes.
Yes.
Okay? So then what you tell yourself that 8.5 million votes should be a percentage of the total registered voters. So if you're looking at the previous turnouts, we are saying that the next president should have a solid command of counties that have a total of 12 million registered voters. 12 million registered
voters, yes.
So if the race to 12 million, you just need to ask yourself between Kalonzo and United Opposition and Ruto and broad-based, who has the head start to the 12 million registered voters? That is the simple mathematics. Yes.
It's simple. Wacha nikuwe kama atoni.
So if you begin, let us begin with the most populous counties. We begin with Nairobi. It has 2.4 million registered voters. Ruto in the last election got 39% of that of the votes casted. 39. But majority of those are quote-unquote Kikuyus who voted for him. Okay? He got 39% of Nairobi vote, but the Kikuyus who voted for him are gone. So what does that tell you about the outcome of Nairobi election? Who is winning between the two?
Wow.
Let's go to Kiambu, 1.2 million votes. That's the second one. Who is taking which side? Let's go to the third one, which is Nakuru, 1.1 million registered voters. Who is taking it? Let's go to the fourth one, Kakamega, 804,000 registered voters. Okay? So you can see that there's an Atembea factor, there is a Malala factor, there is a Halwale factor in... I'm telling you now, counties with votes.
Yes.
Okay? Then we go to Meru, we go to Muranga. Those are, I'm now mentioning counties with 600,000 and above. So this is now where you begin getting Ruto's votes, which has now, was in Gishu 594. This is where now you get Kisumu, 600 and something thousand. This is now where you get Mombasa, who have historical low voter turnout. And
of course, places like Mombasa, you cannot,
yes, but the big ones,
cannot give him 100%.
Yes, but the big ones, you have already seen. You've already seen trend in the big ones.
Yes.
From Nairobi.
Well, if data is what to go by.
Yes.
Then naona kuna
shida. It is a 50-50 race. So
naona kuna, I can see it's a 50-50 race.
So back to your question.
Yes.
ODM has to sit down and analyze and do a serious simulation of all these factors. If this person runs with deputies by this. You know, remember now it's Ruto running deputies by Kindiki. They're the ones who have declared and said, Kindiki, we are giving you. But does Ruto think like that? A few days ago, I think I had already seen signs that Ruto is thinking about giving Mudavadi or somebody from Western his deputy.
Yeah.
I had seen that. And even today, his closest person, Farouk, is even in Western. Even last weekend, he was there. So there is something that he tells that Ruto consumes certain data that these guys don't. Well, they think Kindiki is the de facto Ruto. In his wisdom, is saying Western Kenya has votes that are untapped. That also brings me to the point of the use of data versus resources. The ODM side of the divide, and these are guys who have failed Raila before. It's very sad for the old Mzee. They kept on putting Raila to go and campaign in Central, to go and campaign in Rift Valley, having people
Just
like Isaac
blindly.
Ruto as his principals. You see, having people like Joe Nyaga as his principals, having people like Charity Ngilo as his principals. Does Ruto do such a thing? Because Ruto understands that something like Isaac Ruto let now say, remember, somebody like Obado was the equivalent of Isaac Ruto. Those people, while they're good for him, they don't add value, so he cannot put them, quote unquote, principles. These are things that ODM failed all this time.
Okay.
Yes. So ODM is failing in terms of understanding the moments. ODM chased away people. We saw they chased away Ababu Namwamba. We saw they chased away Wetangula. What was the impact of Wetangula being chased away? One of the factors that led to Raila loss. Ruto should not have gotten 250,000 votes from Bungoma if they would not have chased Wetangula. And now they're chasing Sifuna, and they're chasing Babu away, and they're chasing even Winnie Odinga away. These are people who have a constituency. And it's very important that you do a sensitivity analysis in terms of this particular constituency. When we do a survey and we get data, real-time data, and even within IEBC, you look at the data, there are different aspects of data. What is the sensitivity analysis? How does it tilt the election? That 200,000 votes that we're talking about, that Ruto defeated Raila with, how can we lose this? So that is my submission, that the ODM side of the divide does not use data in making the decision. They use emotions.
Wow. I think that is so paramount. That is quite important to note. And I know, of course, this video, I know the principals like kalonzomusyoka, I know they are going to watch this. Yes. So I think there is something important that you've said, that people can pick and really works for them.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think up to this moment, we can call it a day. We shall still continue with these kinds of conversations right here at the Citizens Mic podcast. So please, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please, we ask you, please do so. Then for those of you who are able to share our videos to the link to other people to watch, please also do so. Let us support these conversations because they are shaping opinions in our country, and they are so critical at this moment, especially when we are heading to the 2027 elections. So thank you so much, Linus Okite, for coming. And thank you also for watching and choosing the Citizens Mic podcast. Until next time, see you and take care.
Thank you.